I didn't even realize I was running out of time there. I was looking at my timer, I was like, holy shit, I'm running out of time, so I stopped the video. But anyway, basically, like I said in the previous one, Andy manages to succinctly fool the two savior guards in front of the building, and one of them goes inside, apparently getting a hostage from Hilltop, and Daryl kills the one guard that's there, and then when the second comes out with the hostage, whose name is Greg, Michonne kills him, and they operate in pairs, basically, and Rick and Daryl are in pair, Abraham and Sasha are a pair, Glenn and Heath are a pair, and Rosita and Aaron are a pair infiltrating the building, and Michonne's in back as a reserve, right? And they begin systematically, room by room, searching, like, for the armory, and at the same time, murdering any sleeping people that they encounter. And, it's really hard considering for Glenn and Heath, because both men, if you remember, Glenn, especially Glenn, we all know Glenn has never actually killed a person. He's killed walkers, yes, but he's never physically himself killed an actual living being. So this is a very hard, difficult thing for him to do, and apparently Heath is the same way as Glenn. He's never killed a human in his life either. So when it came to that, Glenn and Heath ended up in a room with two guys in it, and Glenn reluctantly killed one person, and Heath had to kill his, but unfortunately Heath still couldn't do it. He refused to do it, and Glenn took it upon himself to kill the second person. As we all know now, that is the first two living people Glenn has ever killed before. And after he killed the second one, Glenn finds a wall. The wall is decorated with like 20 plus Polaroids of brutal headshot wounds, like decorating the wall. And you can all pretty much tell that that was most likely Negan, because if you read the comics, you'll understand why I believe that was Negan. But anyway, basically, when you see those Polaroids, it pretty much is reminiscent to a serial killer who keeps, like, trophies. You know what I mean? If you ever seen those movies where serial killers, after they kill, they somehow take some sort of trophy, like something that belongs to the person they killed, or they take pictures or violate them, yeah, that's what it looked like, and it's, like, highly disturbing. You know what I mean? And I don't blame Glenn for freaking out when he saw those pictures. But anyway, outside, Tara and Gabriel pretty much help Andy take poor injured Greg away to the vehicle where they keep watch with Jesus. And Tara has this moment with Gabriel if she asks Gabriel he's still a priest and confesses that, you know, she lied to Denise about the fact that she was involved in another attack on another human community. If you guys remember, Tara was in the group with the governor that attacked Rick's group and in the prison. And, you know, Tara didn't like the fact that, you know, she lied to Denise about it, and she's basically having confession with Gabriel, and Gabriel and Jesus come for her by saying, you know, her love for Denise is the reason why she's fighting, right? So they pretty much give her reassurance about this entire operation. And, going back to the people inside, Sasha and Abraham managed to find a locked door, but unfortunately a savior pretty much sneaks up on them and manages to slice Abraham with a knife, and then Sasha manages to stab him, but unfortunately the man manages to pull the fire alarm right before he dies. And while that's happening, Carol and Maggie, who are keeping watch opposite Tara and Gabriel and them, hears the alarm. But Carol does not want Maggie going over there because, you know, naturally Maggie's pregnant. At the same time, Carol, she is angry that Maggie's even on this raid and insists on going with her and blocks her from going into the fight because, you know, she's pregnant. She doesn't want her to get hurt and all that stuff. And at the same time, Tara, Jesus, send Andy to return Craig to Hilltop, to pretty much keep their deal alive and to make sure, you know, Hilltop doesn't think that... Basically, they don't want Hilltop to be blamed on the attack on the Saviors, right? So they're like, Andy, take Greg, go to Hilltop so the Saviors don't think you had anything to do with this. They'll just think that it's another random group, right? So, unfortunately, you know, Andy does take Greg and leaves, but Jesus decides to stay back and he puts a mask on and, you know, he's like, don't worry, the saviors will not see me at all. I will sneak in there, they won't even know I'm there, right? And, Rick manages to have, like, a firefight with the rest of the saviors who are obviously alarmed by the fire alarm, and manages to kill 3 of the saviors descending the stairway. And Aaron manages to kill another, and then later on is saved by Rosita, who pretty much saves him when he gets cornered. Tara and Gabriel manage to gun down some saviors who attempt to flee the building. And, Abraham pretty much knocks out the locked door and discovers a small marijuana grown room, which I thought was totally random, not gonna lie to you guys, because that's the most random thing to find in the savior thing, just saying. And, they're all trying to find the Savior's army at the same time, which, if I remember correctly, they were also looking for that. And Aaron forces another door open and finds a supply closet, and Glenn and Heath manage to find the armory, close the door, barricade themselves in there, pick up a bunch of assault rifles, and shoot full auto through the doors, because apparently on the other side of the door, a bunch of other Saviors were there, coming at them, right, with guns. So they managed to find the armory, lock themselves in there, use the assault rifles, and do a shoot full auto through the door at the pursuers. And they are shocked that they killed so many people, because when they opened the door, they saw all this carnage, stuff that they caused, and they're in just utter shock. Because, for starters, Glenn so far only killed 2 people, because Heath couldn't kill his, right? Heath didn't kill anybody until the shootout. So Glenn must be already mortified by killing 2 people. He's probably even more mortified. And then you get Heath, who didn't kill anyone yet, saw all the carnage. He's probably like sick to his stomach, right? And when they go through the carnage, a savior who's still somewhat alive points a gun at Glenn, but is killed. And Glenn is saved by Jesus, which I thought was pretty cool. It's like, hallelujah, Jesus, you saved our Glenny. And, despite the gun battle, it was, like, all intense and stuff, Rick's side had no casualties, which was amazing and, not gonna lie, kind of, like, not really believable. Because with all that happening, I'm surprised no one had a casualty on Rick's side. I'm just saying. Like, not even one gunshot wound. You would think that there was 1 wound. But no, they're all alive! Unbelievably, miraculously enough, they're all alive, which I thought was weird. But anyway, during the full daylight, Tara and Heath decide to depart on a planned scavenger hunt that will apparently take, like, 2 days, I think. And, while they're saying goodbye to the group, going on that scavenger hunt, it cuts back to Morgan, who is still back at Alexandria, apparently wielding some bars together to make some sort of, like, a At first, I didn't know what it was. It looked like it was on top of a car. But, apparently, from what I heard, it's supposed to be a detention cell that he's making. Probably for Negan, maybe. But anyway, or it could play back to that one episode where we actually got a glimpse of how Morgan became sane. You remember when, I forgot the name of that dude already, but that guy pretty much saved Morgan from going insane and kept him in a detention center for that? Maybe he's doing the same thing that one guy did to him. You know what I mean? Like, Morgan was crazy, the guy took him in, put him in a little detention cell, and Morgan was, getting better. So maybe he's trying to do the same thing, from my own honest opinion. But anyway, while they're trying to guess which corpse they killed might have been Negan, Rick's group gets interrupted, apparently because this one remaining savior who's still alive attempts to escape on a motorcycle. And if you guys remember, that particular motorcycle was Daryl's motorcycle that ended up getting stolen by Dwight and his wife. And Daryl ends up beating the crap out of the guy. Because he's like, dude, that's my motorcycle, where'd you get that and all that shit. Where the hell? He's probably looking for his crossbow at the same time, not gonna lie. But anyway, while he's beating the man to death, a female voice comes over the walkie-talkie that the savior had, the one that Daryl's beating to death, ordering them to lower all their weapons. Because apparently they have taken Carol and Maggie. So, this particular, yeah, this one was a crazy episode, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I was in shock in the fact that Carol and Maggie were even taken, because they seemed perfectly fine when we saw them, but I guess someone snuck up on the both of them. But, like I said, I think Morgan making that detention center is a little reminiscent to when he was himself in a detention center with that one guy, the one that taught him Aikido. I forgot his name already. But anyway, I do feel sorry for Heath and Glenn for having to kill people for the first time. I just felt sorry for them, because Glenn was the pure one of Rick's group, and obviously Heath was the clear, clean one of the Alexandria, so I feel bad for them, you know? But I'm looking forward to talking more about it, despite the fact that, you know, I'm not looking forward to episode 15. I really am not. But I see you guys in the next video, which will most likely be my Supergirl one, because I still haven't done that one. Anyway, bye, Boteb! Mwah!